Right. So picking up from where we left off previously, we should have a tenant now with Customer Service Enterprise and Omnichannel Engagement Hub installed. Now, I'm in the Power Platform Admin Center where I'm going to ensure that all the users who require access to Omnichannel as an agent, supervisor, or even admin have the necessary roles assigned to them. There are many different ways to assign user roles, but I believe this is the most recent method. So as you can see here, I've defaulted to the omnichannel users view, which is currently blank. Users will not appear in queues or even this users list if they don't have at least the omnichannel agent or supervisor role. So to get started, we just need to change this list to the enabled users list. And this list can get quite busy, but there are tools available within XRM Toolbox like User Security Manager by Nishant Rana and Prashant Maurya, which can streamline this process and make assigning roles a lot quicker. So for each agent, what we're doing is we need to ensure that they have the roles Omnichannel Agent and Productivity Tools User assigned. Supervisors will need Omnichannel Supervisor and Productivity Tools User, and administrators will need Omnichannel Supervisor, Omnichannel Administrator, and Productivity Tools Administrator.
So for users who need to configure Omnichannel and will require access to the Omnichannel Administration app, you'll need to also assign the Omnichannel Administrator role to them. So remember that only users with the Omni Supervisor and Agent role by default will show up in the Omnichannel Users view. Great. So now we've added the roles for each user and they'll be able to see the Omnichannel for customer service app if they're an agent, or for administrators, they'll be able to also see the administration app. Now, one of the main things that you'll need to configure in Omnichannel are queues. If you're already using D365 customer service, then you'll be familiar with them. A queue is a central location to store items which need attention. So for example, you might have cases to be worked on, or alerts to be actioned, or activities to be completed. These are all different types of things that can be assigned to a queue or added to a queue. And in Omnichannel, conversations, which will include chats, social media, and SMS, will need to be routed to a queue. But first, we need to set these queues up. In this example, I'm creating a queue for a team who manages conversations related to card enquiries, and another queue for a team who manages complaint enquiries. Queues are also shared with standard customer service, and queues created in customer service are entity-based, which basically means that only entity records can be added to these queues. However, we're able to create messaging queues within Omnichannel, which really allows us to add conversations to these queues. Conversations will include SMS, chat, web chat, and other messaging features, or channels rather. While creating each queue, users with an Omnichannel role can be associated to the queue. So this allows the user to see the queue within their Omnichannel application and also be assigned conversations which are routed to that queue as well. So the final thing that we're going to do when setting up our users is to validate the capacity and default presence. Omnichannel by default will set a capacity of 100. Omnichannel works on a capacity basis. So this really means that each time an agent is assigned to a conversation, based on the type of conversation, it's going to deduct capacity from that agent. You might have your more seasoned agents with a higher capacity and your junior agents with a lower capacity. And another thing to note is that if configuring the voice channel, the full capacity of the agent is going to be taken when they accept that call, right? So the capacity is then going to be re-added when the conversation is closed, as in complete, not in a state of wrap up, but complete. Now, what you'll see here is I am actually opening up each agent record, and that's because when you open the form, the default value is set. It's not ideal, but that is, how it's been configured. So at this point, you're able to either accept the default of 100 and the default presence of available, or tweak it to be what you need. So for example, if we were in a production instance or actually a project, you might actually want your agents to land on a state of busy or something that doesn't mean that they're going to accept calls straight away, that they need to put themselves into a state that will allow them to accept calls. So these are the different things that you might actually want to consider when you're planning your omni-channel configuration before you start to actually implement it. So now what we can do is we can test that we can access the Omni-channel for customer service app. And what we're expecting to see is the presence set by default in the top right-hand corner. Clearly that is not here. There is a known defect that affects any new trials or environments that are set up right now on this date in November 2020. My next video shows on how we can resolve this issue to get the presence icon being displayed.